Greetings everybody, Amar here, and this is the Texas Lotto. This is the last drawing, 4/24/2019, Wednesday. These are the results. So I took this snipping out of Advantage Gold, and I entered in the data here. This data is in a chart called Surge Act. Now, Surge doesn't like me to use his name, so I'm just going to call him Low Key. He wants to remain low key. So active stands for active. So I can get rid of the data here. All right, now these are the skips over here in this area. Skips were 7, 46, 2, 4, 26, and 3. You can see that over here. This is representative of a spread. This purple spread is representative of these purples here. The spread, I believe, is 30-31. Now, the most simple concept that I can think of to help everybody is basically the flag is where you find it. Okay? Now, flag formation is an interesting term. It's a stock market term. It's not in the dictionary. It's not on Wikipedia. So it's kind of confusing. It's only in the lottery Bible, so to speak. And flag formation is really a euphemism, I believe, for skip 5. Okay? So that's what I'm highlighting with these pinks. Now these pinks are automatically highlighted pink from 1 to 6. So that's coincidental. But if you look at these purples, right, that represent the spreads, this is the flag. You can see here it's 6, 8, and then 0, 0. Actually 0, 0, 0. I'm going to change this. It's actually 3 hits in a row. I don't know why I was doing it that way. I think it's easier this way, and it's also, I can make a chart easier by putting in the 0 and not leaving the blank. I can make a pyramid chart. So you can see here it is showing. So after skip 6 you had a hit, and then 8. After skip 8 it hit. 7 it hit, and now we're at 6 again. So it looks like this particular spread is going to be coming in. Spread, there is a particular chart in the Advantage Gold program where it tells you some of the distributions of spreads and whatnot. So this is active. This is where I start. Over here, these purples on this side, I'm looking for another flag. This flag is numbers, minimum 5 numbers from 1 to 36. So this green means that that happens a lot. Okay, and actually it's minimum 4 because this is highlighted green. So maybe I have to change that color. But over here I have minimum 5 from 1 to 39, and you can see the 5 and 6 are a certain color. So that's a flag formation also, but it's not easy to see that way. So over here I'm not really seeing. Oh, this is here. This is the minimum 5 between 1 to 36. So basically what I did is I put this data that's over here, okay, and I equaled it into these cells over here, and then I highlighted it. And so here's the flag going down. All right, so it's 2, then it hit, then 9, and then it hit. So, but I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna, because this is actually this is the data and this is the flag. But I'm gonna kind of change it a little bit to make it like a pyramid charty. But that's later. I'm not going to bother doing that now. So that's first step. And then I go into the spreads. Again, the flag is where you find it. So you can see there's flags everywhere. Here's a flag. Here's a flag. Here's a flag. Here's that spread 30 flag. So you have to make a choice. So here I was choosing here, and see I was wrong. Finally I got it right here. I don't think I got any numbers, and I guessed here and I guessed here. So I'm probably going to guess again soon, because you can see the 6, 8, 7, and now we're at 6 again. So it's kind of, you could say it's coming due. Now the problem with the flag being a skip 5 is that skip 5 is, it occurs less than, let's say, skip 2 or skip 1. Or skip 0. So it's a little bit of reverse logic to use the flag, so you really have to be clear with it because the flag, there's a lot of false flags. Okay, so this would technically be a false flag if you were looking for skip 5 over here and it went to 8. So if an intermediate skip is really like a false flag, kind of, I think. Alright, so let's see. Going over here, here's the drawing since hit chart. This was an extra drawing since hit chart that I made. Again, the purple is the flag. Okay, so you can see a flag here with number 8. That was kind of obvious. This 37 is kind of in a intermediate flag because it's 9, 7, 3, 8. Let's see. Alright, there's nothing really else here. I could color that later. This one is very strong. This is the one that I was using. Again, flag is where you find it. So this is actually hot and hitting. This shows the frequency of repeats. It can repeat, almost every game. You have one repeat. Here there was 3 games without a repeat, and then repeat, repeat, repeat. So here I actually put the hit in here. Okay, so you can actually make a chart just by highlighting these numbers here, but I'm not going to do that here. But you can see here, this is position 2. This is my holy grail position, I think. The second number to repeat will always eventually happen. Okay, now I had done a good wheel and I had got distracted by another pattern, and for some reason when this flag approached skip 6, I didn't play this number to repeat, and it cost me a pretty good win. And you can see here I was chasing the second number to repeat, repeat, repeat. I did have it marked here, but I didn't play it. I don't know, I just totally didn't take my own advice. And so I had 5 numbers correct in my wheel, and the power number should have been the 24 to repeat. So that was a mistake, and you will make a lot of mistakes if you get this skilled, because the discipline and the patience that it takes is just immense, and you'll want to quit a lot. But this position, this particular pattern, I think is a very good pattern. The second number to repeat. So here you see after 19 games it hit here, and then it hit after 3, 3, 6, 5, 4, and now it's 3. So here, this is my power number again. So the last drawing I played, the 25 was my power number. I was playing for the second number to repeat. So let me just zoom in a little bit so see if you can see that better. So here is the 25. This was the second number previously, and so I had played it as my power number, and it didn't come in. But now 19 is a lucky number for many reasons. So this is going to be the number I'm playing as my power number because I'm looking for this pattern to continue. Now you do also have so here's 13, 1, 8. So the flag broke down. Here there's no flag. It's showing in reverse. Here is a hot skip. Here is a reverse. But the only pattern, the only flag that's obvious is here in the second position. So I'll be playing the second position number to repeat, definitely for the last 3 drawings, at least till it reaches the skip 6, which is the limit, the maximum limit in the flag. So yeah, that's 2 is the first number. So this basically represent the results. So the 19 is the power number. Now we'll go to the next chart, and this chart is basically I made it with this formula, if D1637, and it was a pain in the neck to make, but it works. It's kind of ugly because these ones it's just data, right? That create the chart, but this is the pattern that you're looking at. This is the flags that you have to find. So here I found a flag, so 19 to repeat. Okay, last 5 games. These are the skips. All right, again, the flag is where you find it. All right, so you can see the purple is the flags, hot pink is the flags, and so this should actually be like this. This is how I'm going to update it, with the hits represented here by the zeros. Okay, because I was reading it like this, kind of like down and then like zigzaggy kind of reading like this, but I think that might be confusing for you guys, and it's better to do it to mark the hits with the 0. So this in effect becomes the drawing since hit chart, and then you can just you can just highlight the data and you can make a skip chart. Okay, So like for instance, so this is a flag, again, pink. And this is more than just a flag. It's hot and hitting because you can see it's after 3 games. And this is last 10. This is L10 here. And the minimum, this is minimum 5 numbers in the last 10. This is minimum 6 numbers in the last 10. So I have 2 flags next to each other. And you can see after 16 games, it's been now 4 games since you haven't had 6 numbers in the last 10. So it's kind of a reverse flag here. I don't like reverse flags, but there is a flag here. This is two repeats here. There's a kind of like a little broken flag or crooked flag. You have 2, 9, 4. So I have the little box marked here. So you're looking for 2 repeats. But here's a good flag. Okay, this is skip after skip 47. You have 2, 3, 4, and now 4 again. And this is for minimum 2 skip 2s to occur. And yeah, so that's that pattern. So that's the flag that I'm liking. What else here? These are all the individual skips. I don't really look into this. Sometimes I look at this too much. I get dizzy. It gets confusing. This is skip 17 and 44 drawings. Here is a kind of a flag for skip 16. You can see 16, 1, 7, 2, 8, and now it's 7 again. These red boxes again indicate picks. There was an interesting flag over here with the longer skip, skip 18. Here's a flag formation, 1, 2, 7. So it's not a pure flag because it went to skip 7. This is the intermediate skip. You didn't have a hot skip after intermediate, but you have 6, 2, 2, 6, and I was looking for it. So I may look again, but since I'm going to try to focus on 6 numbers within the last 10 based on that other potential flag, I may ignore this. All right, but more important than the long skip right now is this skip 2, skip 0, and maybe skip 1, which is 22 games. That's an exhaustion. So those are the skips. Gaps. I look at gaps once in a while. I like the gap with the gap zeros because gap 0 is a neighboring pair. Okay, so I did see here, this is how I was formatting it previously with these purple zeros, which is okay, but now I'm using these dots, which are also zeros, to represent the hit, because here I was having a gap. I was leaving a gap, but I'm going to get rid of these gaps in the data because I can create a chart just by dragging down. But you can see here, there hasn't been, if you consider this is the data, and this is the drawing since hit chart, it's been 2 drawings since you've had a gap 0, and a gap 0 is basically a neighboring pair. I don't have any favored neighboring pairs here. I was guessing here for a while, right? And then I don't know, I wasn't doing good here, so I just kind of just bypassed it because it was just another thing to confuse me. But gap zeros and neighboring pairs are very good in the pick 5 games because they happen a lot more often and they're much easier to predict. Let's see. And this is actually where I look for the neighboring pairs. Here it says dub. That's doubles, but it means really neighboring pair. And you can see I'm highlighting the neighboring pairs here, green. I didn't highlight this one here, green, so let me see. Control C, and here Control V. So this was a neighboring pair that came in. So I'm trying to see if the neighboring pairs move on a 45-degree angle. All right, sometimes they do. So this is a 45-degree going to the left. This is 45-degree going to the right. You can see here I guessed here, wrong guess, guessed here, I guessed here. Got one number here. This was an adjacent. And here's a flag. You can see the number 43 isn't a flag. All right, so this would be the reverse flag. I like to color it white with the dark purple. So that's a flag. That's the number 43. Here are the numbers down here. The skips might not be updated. Oh, and I made a last 50 chart down here, which I may update. I'm not going to update it now, but this shows the last 50 in 2 consecutive drawings. So yeah. So as far as neighboring pairs, don't really see anything right now. Oh, actually, well, if I use this one here, this red arrow going down, I see a possible neighboring pair here with the 2930, which is interesting because the 2930 came in over here. Now this came in, the 29 came in after skip 40. All right, so this is a flag. You can see it, 1-5. That's a flag. Now it's interesting, even though it's a euphemism for 5, it might be a euphemism for Fibonacci also, because I was making this observation before. I'm going to have to do a separate video on that because I've been talking about fibbies for a long time, but like now I kind of like can prove it mathematically, sort of in a kind of a convoluted kind of way. But it was anyway. I had the idea like yesterday, so I thought it was kind of fascinating. Let's see. This should be blue. Why is this not turning blue? Oh, let me conditional format, clear rules, selected cells. All right, so that's the long skip there. You can see. Whoops. Skip 40. So if you put those two elements together, right, you show this neighboring pair moving to the right, and then you take the last 5 skips, right, what I was saying, where you're looking for 2 skip 2s over here with this flag, that's it kind of reinforces the information is reinforcing itself. So we have the 2930. So that's why I have this little red arrow here, so I don't forget and overlook it. And now I have this workout to look at if I want, because I'm going to post this to the channel. This is last digits. Again, the flag is where you find it. There's the flag here for, and this is minimum 2 last digit 4s. This actually I used to use very good for the take 5, and it worked. And I would use it kind of like in a sidereal fashion. And when I say sidereal, like whenever the skip got near 24, which is based on the clock, you know, that's time. Sidereal, I think that's how it's defined. I was gonna Google that before. Numbers related to 24, how do you define that? I think it's sidereal. Anyway, so as you get to 24, I would start looking for it. So this happened after 29. This happened at skip 20. Going back here, you can see you had 2 last digit 8s. You can see, boom, it hit it around skip 24. You had 18 and 48 hit. So I would always look for that. This really worked good in the pick 5, and I was able to trap, you know, 3 numbers a lot of times, because if you know your spread, remember my spread is a Fibonacci number again, is plus or minus the 21. So if you know your spread and you have and you know there's going to be 2 last digits of a certain number. And so let's say you know your first number is going to be 8. You take 8, 18, 28. That's your spread, and you're going to get 2 numbers if you're looking for 3. Of course, it could come 38, but that's outside of the spread. So you're trying to stay in there, and by getting two of those three numbers correct, and then you get the third number, you would win money. So that system works very good. These charts actually, I finally learned how to make them more advanced, but I haven't done it yet for this game, because it takes time, and I was doing it the slower way before. I figured out a faster way to do it, but I haven't done it. So again, the flag is where you find it. So there was a flag with 2 last digit 2s. It was 303. Now it's 8. So the flag is broken down. It's cascading out over here. All right, and here is another flag for 2 skip 4s. It was 29-0, 6-0, and then 2-7. This is where the flag broke down, and this is where you got your hot skip after the intermediate. So so now it's 1-1. But finally, what happened was interesting. Is the 19 came in. It was a long time exhaustion. I had done a report way back in Advantage Gold. I was looking for that 19 to come in. I did actually an Advantage Plus. I did a report on February 6th. I did a report. I was looking for a pair, companion pair 1943, and finally came out yesterday. Right now, I had the 19. I didn't have the 19 as a power number. I actually should have showed you a picture of the ticket, but anyway, I didn't. I'll show that in the next video. The number 19, right? It was a long shot. I didn't like it. I was going with the second number to repeat, the 25, but 19 and 43 both came out, and it came out with one of his favorite numbers, the 2. So that was an easy 3-number win there. But I totally forgot about this report. And I totally, like, it was just in a big pile of paper, so I've actually laid it out. I made another setup, and I did a separate video of that setup, because these charts on the computer are good, but when you only have one screen, and you see how I'm switching back from chart to chart, it's hard to remember what you saw on the other chart. Essentially, it would be good if I had a separate computer for all 10 of these charts, and then I could look at them, you know, at the same time. And so in lieu of having 10 computers or having 10 screens, you know, I print out 10 charts and I'll lay them out on a hard surface. And I don't have a desk, but I made a little makeshift. It's like a box that I'm using. So anyway, so it was 76 drawings since you had 2 last digit 9s. Now these 9s are way super cold. Now this trend is so cold that it's just like if you were chasing it, you would have been in exhaustion. You would have been basically an exhaustion break means that you're exhaustively breaking your wallet by changing a number. Now in the active chart here, I did make a little kind of weird custom chart here once upon a time. This is like a rolling count of last digit 9. So you can see the last digit 9s were so cold for so long, like ridiculous. Where skip 0 was hot. I remember I was telling you about the flag of last digit 2. So here it was hot. You had 16 in a rolling. I don't remember how I made this. Let me see. If I go like this and then I do a sum, I sum this and yeah. So it takes the sum here and then it keeps on moving down. So it's like a rolling average. I guess this is 20 drawings, I think. So so yeah. So the number 9, this right here, this last digit 9 should be coming in. So this is a strong bias, as Gail might say. Even though bias is not a good word because bias means prejudice, but it's certainly it's under average. I don't know. I gotta look up the mathematical terms. So that reinforces here 2 last digit 9s. So 76 drawings, and so now the second number to repeat is 19, and yeah. So here it happened over here. Here you had 3 last digit 9s. It was 9, 9, 19, 39. And it was just interesting. Finally it came in because I was waiting for this thing to come in and waiting a long time. Waiting since last year, right? These 9s have been so cold since last year. So that's 4 months. And that's why you need extreme patience and extreme discipline with this game, because that's how long it takes for a flag formation to form. Okay? And if you're chasing the cold numbers, waiting for it to get hot, you could be chasing the losers for a very long time. This is the individual last digits. This is minimum 1 last digit for each, 0. Here's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm not going to do that anyway. That's kind of dull. And so this is here. But before I get into this, the last thing I do, this is adjacents. So I was looking at adjacents, and I actually forgot to update this. So let me update this with you right here. So I go to the, I go to here, I take this data, I'm going to just copy this, I copy here, go into the adjacent, let's see, I pay special, values, okay, and then I pay special, formats, okay. Alright, so this little red box here, I was looking for an adjacent here. So this was your flag. The 24 was a flag over here. Now I don't have it colored pink here, but if we go to this other drawing since his chart, here's the number 24 and here's your flag. It came in reverse at 5. Let me not highlight it. Let me put this little red over here. Came in reverse at 5 games. It bottomed at 7, and then a repeat. This is where I didn't play it as the power number. And look out, that's so far back. That was March 6th. If I had hit some money here, I could have made some money for my benefactor, and it could have, it would have been good. But whatever. Learning discipline is a hard thing. So here now it's at 7. So we have 4, 1, 7. So I was looking for this freaking 25 to go to the 24, and I was looking for the 25 to read and to go to 24. I did have over here. I did have the 26 in the wheel, but I couldn't get these numbers to match up. I couldn't get the 43 here to match up. And this came in reverse, the 35. That one I think I overlooked. And that was also an adjacent. So I put these little red boxes here to make the adjacent. So you actually had, if this is the first number, this is 1, 2. So over here I say R2. Okay, it means that the number went to the right, R2. So I was looking for L2, but it went R2, right? And then the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was R5. So Control C. Whoops, wrong place. R5 came in reverse here again. All right. So this is the reverse flag entry pattern, and I was looking for the flag. Okay, that's what these red boxes are here. Now there's still a flag here. Okay, so I'm not gonna update this totally, but let me update just these here because I still want to look for these flags. Here's your sidereal. Okay, you're approaching skip 24 here. So if we look at L2, all right, so that's to the left 2. So this is the first number. This is the second. No, this is the first. Wait, here, where the hell am I? This is the first number. This is the second number. L2 goes to the 18. All right, so that's certainly a possible. I'm not crazy about the 18, even though I can't. I'm not going to ignore it, but I'm going to go to the L3. All right, so L3 here because this is the 215 flag. So if we go to 1, 2, 3, the L3 brings us to the 25. So I'm gonna make a bet. Okay, so this helps me play the adjacents. Okay, again, the flag is where you find it. That's the hardest thing to see. These are flags. Here's an L5 here. Let's see, L5. All right, so this is the flag is 828331, and the number would be, so the way I do it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that comes here. L5 brings you to that number, and it looks pretty strong because it's also a bottom. Again, a bottom means symmetry. So there's your symmetry. Here's a 7 and here's a 7. So it came in 1, 6, 2, 4, and this is number 38. I was playing 37, 38, 39 as my neighboring pairs because that's the top neighboring pair. I'm going to definitely play that line again that I had with the 37, 38, 39. All the numbers with the 19 I had I'm going to keep. I'm going to run those straight. But you can see the flag better with the 38 over here. And that's why I highlight it in pink so I can see it. So now we have a sim, 7-7 sim. So I'll color a green arrow here to mean adjacent. Let's see, format. Let's see, shape outline is going to be green. All right, I'll make this adjacent. So this is an adjacent here. It's also a flag, but I'm looking for an adjacent right here. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the arrows. I already picked these arrows before. I have the 8 here. Skip 2. 2, 2. I'm trying to move away from the term bottom. It's symmetry, okay, or a sim bot, but symmetry, sim for short, okay. Yeah, symmetry. 2, 2. All right. 2 is a skip in the flag. So you had 14, 0, 1, 5, 2, and now it's 2. So there's your symmetry, 2, 2. Here's the second number to repeat, number 19. Coming in after 46 games, that's an exhaustion. Only one cold period, however, it is skip 46 and it is second position. So we're going to go with that. This is the power number right here. I could put a little P here, but I'm not. I'll put P later here maybe. Because I'm going to take a snipping, or I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, this is the power number, 19, right here. Okay, what happened here? The 26, coming in reverse, 23, 6, 2, 3 cold periods. You could have a double repeater. 26 is certainly interesting. Here's your 29, right? Here's your flag. So 40 was the exhaustion, 1 was your hot skip. And then you had 5 was your up skip, and now you're looking for another down skip. So the way I would usually think of it is long, hot, where this is not really long, but it's long within the flag. So 40, hot skip. 5, still looking for a hot skip. Looking for the fourth number in the streak here. 4, 1, 5, 2. So 29 is good. 30 is a really strong flag. This is the one that I really liked for a while, but when the flag formation broke down at after skip 6, it totally fucking confused me. So I should have played it after skip 9, looking for the hot skip, but I didn't. I was looking. I don't know why I didn't. So I don't know. Sometimes I just get retarded. It just happens. You look at this a long time, and you know what to do, but it's really hard to stay focused and stick to the plan when there's so many patterns and flags to look at. So so the 30 here is it's still hot. It's still a flag. It's probably one of the hottest numbers if you look in the last 50 drawings now. So let's color that flag. And if we go up a little bit, you can see it came in here. Let's see, when did it come in? Came in at 5 cold periods. And I like 5 cold periods. 5 cold periods is a nice sweet spot, right? I think it's probably the best amount of cold periods that you can ask for. The number tends to get hot after 5 cold periods. So if you follow the algorithm, you get 5 cold periods, and this is the number that got really hot here. This flag broke down, but now it looks like it's coming back into a flag. So I don't have the 30 marked, but I'm going to mark it. And it's a flag, so it's like a, let me put that as a purple. Let me see, a purple red. Yeah, purple red. Well, I don't like this one. Let me copy this one over here. We'll copy that. And all right, so we got the 30. Now all these different colors represent different patterns. I'm not going to get into that right now because the video is already way long. I'm sure most of you haven't even made it this far. But here, another repeat, reverse. So here actually is 5 cold periods. But after this 5 cold periods, you only had, including the long skip, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So there's only 5 hits here. So I should have really looked for this closer and better as a reverse, especially when it was adjacent. And and regarding reverses, reverse flags also go into a flag formation. I didn't know where to put it, so actually I put it all the way over here. This is a reverse flag. So this is a reverse flag here. It just hit with that 35, right? And this is the reverse intermediate. So you can see the reverse flag is in a flag. And again, that's because I do the pink. Now I had done this one time, a long time before. It's kind of like overkill. But it tells me to look for that pattern because that historically that pattern is very bad for me. So I said, all right, is there a way that I can see that if it's due? And here it is, it's the flag. Here's the intermediate. This would have screwed me up. But here you had a big hot and hitting for the reverse intermediate. So this is the reverse flag. So, but sometimes I forget to look at that because it's all the way over here in no man's land. And this is supposed to be formatted. I should probably just delete that. I don't remember what that is for. Here's your 38. There's 7/7 symmetry. And this was the 43. It's hot. 6, 2, 3. But basically that's it. I'm gonna look through the reports that I had done previously. I'll upload that video of my setup, and I'll see where to go from there. And the next video is gonna be my wheel. I'll show the 5 lines that I'm playing, and the wheel is also by Low-Key, and that's about it. So if you're playing Texas, good luck. I think the 19 is a number to focus on. If you're using Gail Howard program, I would suggest you just run a filter with the 19, and you can see all the best combinations that come out with it. If you're using Advantage Plus, again, run a filter with the 19, and then hit chart 9. You get all the combinations. You get all the quads and the triads and the quints and whatever. Yep. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this long workout video. The other video is just me updating. It doesn't show, I'm not saying anything. And yeah. So see you guys soon. Peace.